Justin Trudeau always finds himself in the middle of scandals, whether it's a bribery, whether it's trips to Jamaica, whether it's the government planes that are breaking down in foreign countries, or whether it's spending $60+ million on an app for your phone that could have costed, should have costed, would have costed $80,000. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Today we're taking a look at Pierre Poilievre blasting, obliterating, humiliating, destroying Justin Trudeau and the Liberals for laundering money. It's just so obvious. But before we get into it, I want to encourage you all to smash the like button, like smash it hard, and subscribe if you're not already. We're en route to 100,000 subscribers here on House of Canada, which is amazing. And I owe that all to you guys and the community we've built here. For the live streams, the question period are chef's kiss, incredible. And speaking of incredible, if you want a sticker bundle, you can find the link for these 5 stickers down in the description or the pinned comment below. For right now, the time being, they are 20% off. So scoop them up before they are all sold out. And without further ado, let's get into this video. Oral questions. Questions orales. Honorable Leader of the Opposition.
The Prime Minister could have followed our common sense plan to fix the budget, stop crime, and so on. But instead, he decided to waste $60 million when Canadians can't afford food or rent. And this was a scandal, the ArriveCan app that we didn't even need, which falsely sent 10,000 people into quarantine and enriched Liberal cronies. Isn't it true that that app was not worth the cost, just like the Liberal government is not worth the cost? The Honourable Prime Minister. The Honourable Minister, rather.
Yeah, he ain't the Honourable Prime Minister.
The Auditor General's report, we've accepted her recommendations.
Starting off with Frenchonese.
The only thing I agree with my colleague opposite on is that anyone responsible for taxpayer money must...
That's a funny comment.
...follow strict rules. The rules in this case were not followed. We accept the recommendations to make sure this never happens again. And, Mr. Speaker, we will always remain responsible when it comes to taxpayer money. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition. So he's going to punish those responsible for this scandal? It should start with the Prime Minister himself.
Yeah.
He should have had the courage to stand and defend himself rather than hiding behind another. This was an app we didn't need. It forced 10,000 people into quarantine when they shouldn't have. It enriched contractors who did nothing. They did no work and simply offered members of the Liberal government whiskey. That's simply not worth the cost. Before we hear the answer, I just ask everyone to please remain a bit more quiet so that the Speaker can hear the questions and the answers. The Honourable Minister of Public Services and Procurement. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and we thank the Auditor General who we are in favor of her recommendations around ArriveCan. Many of these recommendations have already been implemented. Others will be shortly, including new measures to guarantee that deliverables are clearly identified in procurement contracts. We will continue to ensure that contracts awarded by our government are done so in a responsible, open way.
Crisis of doubling housing costs and 22 million people forced to food banks, the Prime Minister could have followed our common sense plan to axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime. Instead, he blew over $60 million on an Arrive scam app that we didn't need, didn't work, sent 10,000 people erroneously into quarantine, losing income. All the while, the thing costed 750 times more than the Prime Minister promised. Won't he stand up today and admit that the app is just like him. It's not worth the cost. It's not worth the corruption.
The two insiders at GC Strategies.
Oh, this guy's just genius.
With the NDP Liberal government to set the requirements of Arrive scam contracts, which GC Strategies then got. In other words, the process was rigged. The government massively overpaid for this $60 million glitchy app because the process was rigged. It was rigged so that GC Strategies got $20 million from taxpayers and did no actual work. After 8 years, it's clear that this Prime Minister's Arrive scam app is not worth the cost or the corruption. Why did the Prime Minister rig the process to pay insiders and punish taxpayers?
Reminder, folks, if you are not subscribed, hit the like button and subscribe. It would really help grow this channel to 100K.
Facts don't bear out. What we can say, Mr. Speaker, is that the government takes extremely seriously the obligation of public servants to follow the contracting rules. That's exactly what the President of the Canadian Border Services Agency has assured me that she's doing. And she's also assured me that she's taken a series of corrective measures before today's Auditor General report and will continue to do whatever is required to ensure that taxpayers' money is always handled in the appropriate way.
Hear, hear.
The honourable member from Sherwood Park, Fort Saskatchewan.
Mr. Speaker, everything I said is directly in the Auditor General's report. So the minister can't claim he's listening to that report and yet deny what I said. Well-connected insiders average $1,100 per day for working on this contract. Wow. After 8 years, this Prime Minister is not worth the cost, the crime, or the corruption. The Prime Minister's Arrive scam process was clearly rigged, and now Canadians are out tens of millions of dollars when they can least afford it. Why did the Prime Minister rig the process to pay insiders and punish taxpayers?
The Honourable Minister for Public Safety.
Again, Mr. Speaker, when the Border Services Agency was made aware of allegations around inappropriate contracting practices, the appropriate authorities were called in.
No, they weren't.
Audit was
or else where's the money, bro?
Audit, by the way, which is still in progress. And Mr. Speaker, if people did something that was not appropriate or met a criminal standard, they will obviously be held to account. The government has been very clear.
Then why isn't Trudeau in jail?
To respect taxpayers.
Sorry. Why isn't Trudeau in jail?
Exactly what was put into place.
I get too excited.
Grand Lake.
After 8 years, this NDP Liberal government is not worth the cost or the corruption. The Prime Minister's Arrive scam app is not worth the cost or the corruption. Today, the Auditor General revealed that well-connected insiders and consultants were making $1,100 per day, almost twice the inflated government rate. The auditor also found it disturbing that an app that should have cost $80,000 cost $60 million that we know of. Why did the Prime Minister rig the process to pay insiders and punish taxpayers?
The Honourable Minister for Public Works.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, we thank the Auditor General for her important report, which not only we took great gratitude to see this morning, but we have followed many of the recommendations that we find in that report, including improving evaluation requirements and work experience data, increasing record keeping on subcontracting work, and suspending authorities temporarily for task authorizations until we are confident that better procedures are not only put into place, but also better monitored.
Thanks for watching the video to the very end. If you'd like to subscribe, I've made it very easy. You can do so by clicking right there. If you'd like to watch another House of Commons highlight clip, you can do so by clicking right there. And if you'd like to subscribe to my main channel, Mistersunshinebaby, where it's all Canadian political news, then you can do so by tapping up there. Subscribing is absolutely free. There's a button down below that says subscribe. If you'd like to join and become a member and financially contribute, you could do so as well. Thank you so much for watching this video.